Camera on. Hello. Thank you, viewers, for joining us for another segment of Camera On with Authors Inside. I thank you for joining us today. We have a very special guest. This person is special because when he talks, everyone listens. He's very forthcoming, and I'm excited about this interview. But before we get started, can you hit the like button and subscribe so you can receive notification for more content like this? Hello, brother. Can you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yeah, my name is Brother Umar. I was incarcerated for 25 and a half years, Manuel.
25 and a half years. Now,
Yes.
can you share with our viewers what that journey was like and how your incarceration has changed your perspective on life and at-risk youth?
Well, I'll say this. The journey was arduous, first of all. It took me a while to settle into the purpose of the whole entire situation. And being that I'm no stranger to recidivism, this was simply the last straw for me. And I believe the state of California agreed. And I was sentenced to 31 years to life. Uh, I was blessed to fall up under the elderly bill, which was 50 years old, which I'm past that, and 20 years in, and I was past that. And it allowed me to get to the board along with being clean for 12 and a half years, programming, facilitating groups, being in groups, being a student of self-help, being a teacher of self-help. But prior to all of that, starting off in the 180s, the level fours, the SHU programs, where there was no sign of rehabilitation. There was no sign of hope for any of us. And I was one of them that looked at it that way. And I believe what saved me, and when I say saved me, I mean assisted me through being well, being sane, having my integrity and my dignity intact, was my way of life, meaning Islam. I witnessed a lot of men fall by the wayside by giving up and by succumbing to prison norms. At that point, when I came in, Manuel, I was pretty much fed up with that lifestyle. Uh, Obviously, for me to be inside, I was not practicing my way of life truly and sincerely, which landed me in the situation I was in. And I had to own that. So my journey from 1998 until the present as we speak, minus 4.5 months ago since I've been out, was all about accountability, shedding the criminality, shedding the imagery, shedding the second self, what I call the first and second self. I knew that I had fell prey to imagery, my gang life, my addiction, my belief system, all warped, twisted. I said I believed in a higher power, for me being God,
Yeah.
but I didn't practice it. And my
Yeah.
hypocrisy brought me to my present situation of having 31 years to life. And so my journey was always, for me, though dealing with the politics of prison life, it was always a focus of, hey, man, I'm tired. I'm done with this. And
Let
when
me
you're
start.
tired,
Let me interject right there before I don't mean to cut you off, but
yeah.
your prison life. Can you share with us a little bit while you was in there? What was the most violent thing you saw, or the most traumatic thing you saw?
The most dramatic thing that I saw,
Yes.
I would say the dehumanization that men allowed to happen to them and what they participated in. I'm not going to say just one or two acts of pure uncut violence. The most damaging and traumatic thing that I witnessed was watching a human being turn into an animal. No values, no morals, anything goes, where everything was about pure satisfaction, even if it was a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, can you share with us, Brother Umar, what was your turning point? What prompted you to change, to just say I'm sick of this lifestyle and I'm going full circle and changing? What caused your change?
My change was coming to terms with, first of all, my life crime. My life crime being a Penal Code 187. And though I had been prone to violence, had a propensity for violence, had witnessed violence, this situation here, meaning my life crime, Gacy, was a bit much for me, more than I let on to people. And it haunted me. And I'm gonna have to say that that haunting propelled me to decide that this is where it stops at. It didn't happen overnight, but I made up my mind from contemplation to pre-contemplation to actual change. Yeah.
Definitely, man. That's deep. Um, what message would you have for a youngster who's hanging around with the wrong crowd, doing drugs, not listening to their parents? What would you have? What would you say to that youngster or to that individual?
Wow. I would say what I've always said for the past 17 and a half years since I've been mentoring, that whatever lies that the neighborhood, the environment has told him were the same ones they told me. And that was, if you don't have nothing, it's okay to go and take it. If you see something you want, you don't have to work for it. School and education is a slow process. Nobody has time for that. I would tell him, don't believe it. And if I've made with my faulty self, take it from me, men like Manuel, and other men that we're in association with, that you will find yourself in two places: caskets or cuffs, meaning handcuffs. That's what I would say, that don't buy into it. Look at those who lived before you and see what the end result was. We bear witness because it's the same
Definitely.
path.
Yes. Well said. Um, any projects you're working on that you would like to get off the ground, Brother Umar?
No, right now I'm working on a few things. I'm not going to speak on one of the main things right now because I'm going through a process of making sure it has the copyrights and the publishing and everything. But
Okay.
I'm duly noted as a sobriety coach, so I'm currently in school acquiring my drug and alcohol certification. I'm also currently attending substance use disorder classes along with life skills, which I just graduated from. But right now, my main project is learning how to live out here in society as a normal person, meaning wake up in the morning and go to a job instead of hitting a job. Waking up in the morning with my wife, saying good morning to people of different nationalities, smelling the fresh air, going on 4 months of my sobriety. Never been sober this long in society. Never reported to a parole officer like I'm doing now. This is my first time. And I have an OD number before acquiring this P number. So I was kind of slow, man. This is my first time ever being in society. Beautiful marriage, wonderful home, and just being normal and struggling every day with, I gotta go get this done. I gotta go do that. I gotta go do this. No, I don't. I need to take my time and let things unfold and keep working with patience like a normal person.
Nice. How does it feel, man, experiencing all these things that you just mentioned?
Man, it has its days, man. There's days when I fight anxiety because I feel like I'm not doing enough, but I know that's just that old person trying to resuscitate himself if I don't have any money in my pocket, or I'm not driving what I want to drive, or the things that I used to acquire through my criminality. Now understanding at 55 years of age, I need to find out what it is a 55-year-old man does, who's a husband, a father, and a grandfather, and a community member. And so it feels good, but it has its moments where I have to remind myself, we're not doing the microwave thinking. It's okay to be in the oven and let it simmer and take my time, Manuel.
Yeah, yeah. I keep hearing you saying patience, take your time, man. And that's one of the things that I've been struggling with is being patient, and it's very important being patient and not letting like your anxiety get the best of you. So I hear what you're saying, and it's something that I experience myself on a daily basis.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, man. What can you tell our viewers why is it important for people like us who have lived experience to engage the next generation?
Well, because we have a debt. We have a debt. When we look at, the drama and the trauma and the carnage and the wreckage we've left in the wake of our dysfunction, which is, everyone has their own story. Our life is about amends. So to go to work and not steal from the job, to go to your car and not bother nobody else's, whether you have one or not, to be kind and courteous, to be respectful. That's a debt. That's making amends for our life crime. To smile when someone says good morning to you, whether you having a good day or not, they spoke to you. Return that back to them. And more importantly, to understand that you are being observed. You are being observed because we're out here in this situation because the creator let us out here, but a panel found us suitable. And believe me, they're paying attention to see that what they signed off for is who we said we are. And so we have a responsibility to the community, which involves the next generation, because we might be the only example that they see. And if we have an opportunity to say something, we do. But if we don't, we're always being observed for all the right reasons and sometimes not the right reasons. But we have an obligation to keep it straight, man.
Yes, sir. Definitely, man. Hey, brother Umar, I had forgot to ask you,
Yes.
how old were you when you first started going down that path of criminality?
Oh, wow, man. Your mind started at around 12. My first experience with juvenile hall, county camps, YA placement homes. I was one of those guys. I was one of those children uh, where I grew up literally in the system, and so my experience with toxicity, dysfunction, which began in my home, I won't go too much into that, but quite naturally, filtering out into the neighborhood. So my first experience with uh, jails and incarceration and law enforcement in a negative way began around when I was 12, Manuel.
Well, man, that early, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you for sharing that, man. And do you have any regrets now that you 55?
I once did until I embraced the idea, and I'm a man of scripture, if I can say that. I'm a believer in the Bible and the Quran, and both these divine revelations teach that nothing happens. Nothing comes into your life except by the will of God. And so, even in my dysfunction, for me to be here today with you, having this kind of conversation, was all a part of the grooming because he never hurts those who believe. Everything he does is for our benefit. And that's why I say we owe a debt, because to have this story, to have this test and this testimony, that's not for me to have it within me every day and just keep it. It's for moments like this and also to show it. And so, no, I don't have any more regrets. I regret any harm to people that I've caused, primarily my life crime. That's why I speak of amends so much. But outside of that, respectfully so, all the things that I have experienced that was done to me, that I saw as a child, that I should not have seen, that I experienced, was all for the shaping of who I am today, man. And that's why I don't judge people, Manuel, because I don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. I don't got that kind of real estate.
Well said, brother. Well said, man. Thank you, brother Umar, for joining us, man. I told our viewers, man, when you talk, people listen, man, because you always been forthcoming, man. And I always appreciate you in our journey when we used to be in them groups and when we used to have our side talks, man. I really
Yes, sir.
appreciate you, man. I got a lot from you, man, and I enjoyed being around you, and I still do to this day.
Likewise. Man. Thank you for having me.
Oh man, you're more than welcome, and I look forward to seeing you again, brother.
Okay, my man. God bless you.
God bless you too. Before we go, is there anything you'd like to say?
Um, there's a influx right now of a lot of men, much like ourselves, that are being released from incarceration. And to our viewers, just know that if we're not preaching and teaching and all those kinds of things, because that has its place, just know that when you encounter us, we thank you for giving us the opportunity to be among you, and we're working so that you feel comfortable and safe around us. That who we said we were in that boardroom before they let us out, that's who we're striving to be even better. And we appreciate society and the community because we have to earn back your trust. And that's what we do every day. And so that would be my last words to our viewers, is that the men that I'm in association with, like yourself and others, that's what we own out here, man. We're appreciative and we care.
Man, well said, brother. Well said, man. Thank you, brother Umar, man. You have a beautiful rest of your day, man, and I'll talk to you soon, man.
God bless you. Thank you.
God bless you too. Camera off.